All right, let's look at marketing through mobile applications now. So, mobile applications are basically apps on your phone, whether it's through the Apple Store or Google Play. Now, businesses develop mobile apps for customers to download and interact with their product. And successful mobile applications provide positive customer service interactions and actually build customer loyalty. Now, I've got some common examples here. Like the CommBank app is a fantastic app. I'm not sure if any of you guys have used it. I mean, ANZ have got a very similar one. So CommBank app, MyOptus app, which is another good one, MyMaccas, RACT Fuel Saver, and the Uni app, which is the University of Tasmania one, right? So these are just some examples that hopefully you've used or you're familiar with. Now, I want to emphasise the power of these things. So, for example, the Commonwealth Bank app, previously, if you wanted to do banking, you'd have to go into the bank and interact with sales staff or whatever they're called, the cashiers. And it was quite time consuming. You had to wait in lines and stuff like that. And then like with internet banking, that was a big leap forward, and you didn't have to go to the bank all the time. But it was still a little bit clunky to use because you had to remember your password and log in and stuff like that. And of course, you don't have like when you're out and about, it's a bit difficult to log into your net banking while you're on your phone and stuff like that. So they developed an app, and it's fantastic because you can log in very easily. You just use your metrics. It's secure for the bank because it's your device, so it's harder to hack, and you got that that double factor authentication type thing. And then it really increased the way that people interact with their bank. And basically, the only way that I interact with my bank is through the app, right? If something drastic goes wrong, I'll have to call them up or go in there, or forget a loan or something like that. So it just shows you the power of it. And it's not just CommBank that's great, but like MyOptus as well, which is another one. All the interactions that I have with that organisation are through that app. I'm using me as a case study here to illustrate how much these have impacted consumer behaviour in the past 10 years. So digital marketers should consider developing an app to serve the needs and wants of customers. And a lot of people are doing this, and you kind of see some services that you rarely interact with though, and they're developing applications and they're trying to get you to download and install it. But it's not really an organisation or a business that you interact with very much at all. So you're thinking, well, why would I download the app and use it? Having said that, some of them are quite useful because you've got to prove your identity all the time. So you think, well, I'll get that. Although I only talk to them like once a year or something, like the Australian Tax Office, right? So trying to log on to that thing is a nightmare. So, but using the app, it's a lot easier to deal with. So mobile applications can make the provision of and customer service much more efficient. So it improves customer satisfaction because you can it's easier to deal with, and it's faster and it's more efficient too. So this leads to reducing cost with improved services, which is a win for both customers and the company. So the company's saving money, and the customers are getting better services faster. Mobile applications also make it easier for customers to use loyalty programs. Like before, kind of, a lot of businesses, we realised the value of having these loyalty programs, but the downside to that was customers always had to carry a loyalty card with them, and you get a big fat wallet full of loyalty cards, which is ridiculous. So now if you have an app, you just interact with the company through that application, like whether you're buying directly through their own application or whatnot, and then all these loyalty metrics are recorded as you go, and which is better for the company, the businesses, because they get that data then that they can use to analyze their marketing. It's also better for the customers because they don't have to carry around all these loyalty cards and much more likely to use it then. And mobile applications also provide a platform to deliver enhanced features. So I've got a cool example here from IKEA about using augmented reality. So they use, so you can't do this on a website, so you need to download the application for it. Basically, you download the IKEA app. I haven't done this directly. I've done it with other types of apps that use this. And you can see, so you go, oh, that couch will look good. I wonder what it looked like at home. So you go to the thing, and then you at home, so you go to the catalogue, you just go, yeah, we want to look at that couch. And then basically you put your phone through your room, and then the camera on your phone will be showing your own house, and then the screen is going to overlay that with the couch. And basically, it will show you what it's going to look like with that couch in your house. Obviously, with a limited effectiveness because you're looking at it through the screen, but it can be immensely useful because it gives you that image, right? The other thing is store maps to find products. So you can download the app and you go, well, you know, like in Bunnings or like a really big store like Kmart, something like that. And you go, well, where is it? And they'll go, well, it's aisle 11, row 2, shelf 1, or whatever way they organise it. But if you've got this app, you go in there, you put the product in there and then go, take me to it. And then they'll actually, as you walk around with your phone, it will actually help you get to the right thing. And the app will know where you are based on the images coming through your phone, and they're going to overlay that. So it's really quite exciting. So product visualization, which was that couch one, and then also technical support. So for some products, usually, obviously, this is going to be an expensive one. So with tools like construction equipment, we'll use that. So if you buy a really expensive tool or machine, and you've got to work on it or repair it or fix it or something like that, you can actually download, like install the applications on there, and it's going to help you to see what's inside that tool before you pull it apart and where these things are. So it's really useful. And we also use them for in construction for like companies that sell construction like fasteners and fixings and anchors and stuff like that, like basically bolts, nails and bolts and stuff like that, can actually show where they go, how they installed and stuff like that. So augmented reality can be very, very useful. Now, I'm going to quickly look at the future. So that leads us onto the sort of the future of mobile. So mobile marketing technology is developing at a very fast rate all around the globe. And I was reading something, it's quite exciting because a lot of these things are happening in developing countries, right? So, in America and Australia and New Zealand, like we've sort of grown up through a digital revolution on desktop computers, whereas some developing countries are just skipping that whole desktop thing and going, and a lot of consumers are just using mobile phones. So a lot of the cultural revolutions and the new innovations are coming from these countries about what can be done because there's just so many users on mobile phones. So user adoption of innovations is also difficult to predict because it's influenced by cultural factors. And then also so cultural factors are basically like either national culture or subculture. So within your interest groups or your friends and stuff like that. And predictions about the future of marketing at the moment are likely to be wrong or outdated within a month because it's moving that fast, and it's quite difficult to predict exactly what's going to happen. Some people are really good at like these futurist organisations that try and see what technology is being worked on, and they analyse social norms and cultures, and they can sort of predict which technologies are going to take off, which ones aren't. It's also good for investing, right? So personalization. So the future of mobile. So we look at the first one is personalization. So mobile marketing is expected to become even more personalized within in the close future. So digital marketers will be able to leverage advanced customer data analytics and artificial intelligence to better understand customers. And this helps us then to tailor marketing messages to specific audiences to deliver superior value. And I mean, you've heard me talk about segments of one before, where we go, I want to send this message to this particular person. Doesn't necessarily mean that you know who that person is. You won't know their name or their address and stuff like that, but you do know that that particular person has a interest in these hobbies because they go to those social media sites and they have been looking at these websites and stuff like that. So basically building online profiles, and you get very specific about how we personalize the way that we communicate with these people online. Right, now chatbots are blowing the world apart at the moment. Chatbots will continue to become a more advanced and prevalent in mobile marketing. These are designed, so chatbots are basically designed to automatically engage with customers that send messages to businesses. Now, I just want to put a few caveats out there. Some businesses are trying chatbots and they are doing a really bad job at it. It's like incredibly frustrating trying to deal with them. You're like, just put me onto a person. But others can be quite helpful, like genuinely helpful, and it's easier dealing with a a chat bot than it is person because, well, for a person, you tend to be polite and respectful and like, well, if it's just a computer program, you can just be very direct. But if it's personal, like, oh, how you going? How's your day? Or if it's a computer program, it doesn't have feelings, so you go, I want this, like very blunt. So it's easier from an emotional labor perspective, but also more direct and saves time. So chatbots can be rule-based, which are usually the bad ones, where you go, if the customer asks about this, then you do that. And they build up all these schematics about what they try and anticipate what questions customers are going to ask and then give responses to them. And the problem with that is that there's no way that these people are going to be thinking about every single question that customers have, right? So sometimes you want to ask a question and they're like, do you mean this? It's like, no, I don't mean that. If I meant that, I would have asked that. No, I mean something different, right? So that some can be really bad. But the artificial intelligence one, basically they use machine learning to continually improve. And if it gets a question which hasn't been programmed to answer, it will learn to answer that one itself based on the knowledge base that it has. And, well, it's machine learning, right? So it goes, if that, then this, and if that, then that, and then that. And that. So it looks at the keywords and stuff that it puts together, understands the intent of the question, and then sets about answering it. And artificial intelligence is sort of blowing up right now, like it's a big thing. We're going to be doing a lot of it in the future. Really, we want to be thinking about how we can use this technology to better deliver superior service to our customers and more value to them. All right, so artificial intelligence tools provide customers with personalised and responsive support and actually drive engagement. So chatbots, look out for them. All right, so the most common chat bot at the moment is ChatGPT, which is general predictive text. So it's not really a computer programming one. So it's not really a customer sales type one. It's more of a general one. But check that out if you're interested. ChatGPT. It's by OpenAI, and it's the biggest and the most advanced one at the moment. All right, so augmented reality is a technology that continues to improve, including its integration with artificial intelligence. Now, AR requires complex algorithms to calculate and interpret sensor data in the environment, and artificial intelligence actually helps with that, and it improves the processing and makes it better than actually human-designed models. So when you're programming these artificial augmented reality applications on mobile phones or even with headsets, it takes a lot of work. So you got to, they've got a lot of data that's coming in. You got to categorize it, insert it into typologies, and make sense of it. So it's a lot of work, right? AI is really making that so much better. And the beautiful thing with that is it helps us go mobile. Hence, it's in the future of mobile, right? So AR sets, and this is an example of one here, which is augmented reality set. You can see, so they're wearing glasses, which you can see through, and then it projects a digital image onto the glasses. So you can see through the glasses in real life with a projected digital image on the overlay of that. And then you're augmenting, the reality that you see with the digital information that you get over top of it, right? Now, the cool thing is you can do this with your phone as well, right? So you got your camera on your phone, and you can see, and then the actual screen of your phone will be showing both what's coming with the camera overlaid with the with the overlay of the augmented reality that you want. So as AR technology becomes more and more powerful, and mobile digitals just going to have more and more options in how to improve marketing and do really cool augmented reality. Right, so the last one is privacy and security. So privacy concerns of customers continue to rise, and businesses are more concerned with cybersecurity, which, good reason for it. It's one of the fastest growing jobs at the moment. So data protection of individual consumers is now regarded as a fundamental right. In Europe, they had all those laws passed and stuff. So there's a big response to it. And that's why when we go to websites now, we often get those, accept all cookies and stuff like that, because that's part of that data protection stuff, right? I find it more annoying in the long run. It was cool at first, but now it's just annoying. So every time you go to a website, you have to click another button. Mobile marketers need to ensure that they are actually using the data that we collect from consumers in a responsible and transparent manner. Businesses need to effective cybersecurity to protect customer data as well as their corporate secrets. Now, customers also easily misunderstand the power of marketing. So they feel like if we target customers which we've been talking about at a very individualized level, then they can feel that it's an invasion of their privacy, and they might feel targeted, but they don't understand the anonymity with that as well. Like, we might know a lot about that particular profile, but we don't know who that particular person is. So it's not like we're going, I'm going to target Joe Blogs down the road. It's like we've built up a profile of customers, and that particular online identity fits that profile. So people generally misunderstand. This is not just with mobile marketing. This is in all sorts of marketing, in consumer behaviour. They misunderstand the power that we have on their lives, and because of that, they feel a little bit threatened by that and think that marketing can make them do things that they don't want to do. Where we can't. The way that marketing works is that usually when people have a positive attitude towards something, then we can incentivize them and encourage them to do those things. If someone hates Coca-Cola and only likes Pepsi, the marketing is not going to make them change their mind, right? It's the people that already like Coke that we go, would you like to buy a Coke? Oh, yeah, now I'm thinking of it, yes. Or if people that don't really care whether it's Coke or Pepsi, will go, well, buy a Coke because of these reasons, or, Coke's cool or whatever. So then we're influencing the people that don't care. But that's something for us to bear in mind. So that's it for this week's lecture. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one.